An issue that unfortunately comes up a lot in divorce is one spouse bad-mouthing the other one, often in front of or to the children. This behavior is detrimental to the children and to the relationships between all concerned. When a parent makes disparaging remarks about the other parent in the child's presence, the child is likely to internalize it as a put-down of part of them. When both parents are guilty of this behavior, it creates confusion, along with a sense of unworthiness and poor self-esteem. "Something's wrong with me" becomes the child's unconscious belief. It creates anxiety and insecurity. It raises their level of fear, and it adds a level of unhappiness into their lives that they do not need or deserve. Parents who consistently engage in this type of behavior usually have a poor self-image and are uneasy with their own parenting abilities. Their preferred means of release from this image of themselves seems to be to lower the child's perception of the other parent, thus uplifting themselves. The problem is, it just doesn't work. Simply put, parents engaging in such behavior are unfit, abusive parents, putting their own emotional needs before those of their children. The most effective way that I have found to counter this type of destructive behavior is for the targeted parent to take the initiative, and point out the alienating parent's positive attributes, and praise them at every opportunity, especially when in the presence of the child. Children think of themselves as half mom and half dad. When you compliment the other parent, you are complimenting your child and vice versa. For example, while eating out you might pick up the dessert menu and say something like, "The apple pie looks good. I bet it's not as good as Mom's. Mom's apple pie rules." This technique is both simple and effective, if one is genuine and consistent in its application. Although it may seem somewhat counterintuitive to speak positively about an individual who undermines and blackens your name at every opportunity, try to keep in mind it's not about you, and that negativeness cannot be countered with more negativity. It should be noted that overly manipulative individuals typically have few, if any, boundaries, are adept at contriving and implementing multi-layered strategies as a means to achieve their self-serving goals, without regard to who gets hurt along the way. Such an individual is likely to have a propensity to engage in bad-mouthing, especially if they perceive some self-serving ancillary benefit, whether real or imagined. Virtually any attempt by the targeted parent to verbally rebut the subject matter of the other parent's bad-mouthing to the child may be perceived as a request for the child's allegiance in that parent's dispute with the other parent. Such a request is likely to create a double bind for the child because the child cannot resolve to trust and respect both parents. Accordingly, the child does not have any good options. Do not allow yourself to be lured into a negative sum-game situation such as this. So how might the targeted parent respond to a child's ruminations and vicious, frivolous attacks spawned by the bad-mouthing, brainwashing words of the alienating, ventriloquist parent? It is understood that the content of any response you might formulate would need to be age and situational appropriate to your own unique situation and circumstances. A hypothetical response might go something like this. "You know, Mom, and I love you more than anything in the whole world, and we would not tell you something unless we believed it to be true. Mom is a very smart person, just like you and I. However, we are all mistaken from time to time. Have you ever thought one thing and changed your mind later? Me too. And you know, we don't always have to agree on everything. For instance, Mom's favorite ice cream is chocolate, mine is vanilla, and yours is still strawberry with sprinkles, right? Mom does not like vanilla, and I am not much on chocolate. Mom nor I care for sprinkles on our ice cream. However, that does not mean you shouldn't like sprinkles, now does it? Of course not. One of the cool things about you being you, Mom being Mom and I being I, is that we all have the right to our own opinions, and in my opinion, that's a good thing. Do not get discouraged if you notice that some of your own behaviors have been alienating. Instead, sensitize yourself to how you are behaving and what you are saying to your children. Lastly, it has been my experience that simply abstaining from bad-mouthing is not enough. If you miss seeing your child smile as they once did, try saying something good about the other parent in your child's presence, and watch them light up. Feel free to share your insight, ideas or strategies by commenting below. If you found this information useful, please share it with another. Goodbye for now, and have a blessed day.